Every single mouthful you take, every single habit you follow, and every single food that you consider to be healthy might have a direct influence on your heart, especially if you are over the age of 60. As we get older, our bodies change in ways that often go unnoticed until it's too late. But what if I told you that some of the vegetables you consume on a regular basis, yes, vegetables, could be silently working against your health by slowing down your metabolism or interfering with your medications? As a heart doctor, I have seen the scenario play out far too often in my clinic. Senior citizens come in, confident that they're making all the right decisions. They've cut out fried foods. They've drastically reduced their sugar intake. They're loading their plates with vegetables, believing they're protecting their hearts. And while that's certainly a step in the right direction, it's not the full picture. What most people don't realize is that even healthy foods can become harmful if consumed improperly, inconsistently, or in combination with certain prescription drugs. Certain vegetables can cause your blood pressure to rise. Others can interfere with medications that are literally keeping you alive. And still others may carry bacteria that your aging immune system can no longer fight off effectively. The effects aren't always dramatic or immediate. They often sneak up slowly, gradually compromising your health in ways that are easy to overlook. But the end result is the same. Your heart is placed under unnecessary stress and strain. That's why I'm speaking directly to older adults today. If you're over the age of 60, I urge you to reconsider how you approach your diet. There are 5 specific vegetables that I recommend you either stop eating altogether or, at the very least, prepare differently to reduce the risks. In this video, I'm going to walk you through each one. I'll explain exactly why each vegetable can be dangerous, and I'll show you alternative ways to consume them safely without putting your heart in harm's way. What's the good news? All of these risks can be managed and avoided. You just need to know what to look out for. So please stay with me. This information could make a meaningful difference in your health and longevity. In fact, the first vegetable we'll be discussing is one that might already be in your fridge right now, and I'll bet you think it's helping you, not hurting you. The first one is spinach. Yes, spinach. This dark leafy green has been hailed as a superfood for decades. And for many people, it truly is. It's packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. But what if I told you that spinach can also be a quietly developing health hazard, particularly for people over the age of 60 who are on prescription medications? If you're taking medication for a heart condition, this is something you need to know. As a cardiac surgeon, I've worked with countless patients who thought they were doing everything right, only to learn too late that their healthy habits were interfering with their treatment. Spinach contains high levels of vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a key role in blood clotting. While that sounds like a good thing, it can actually be dangerous if you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, a common medication prescribed after heart attacks, strokes, or for conditions like atrial fibrillation. Here's the problem. Vitamin K counteracts the effect of blood thinners. If you consume too much spinach or any other high vitamin K food, it can make your medication less effective. Your blood becomes more viscous, and the protective benefit of the drug is compromised. You might feel fine on the outside, but inside, your body could be slowly losing its ability to guard against life-threatening blood clots. What's even more concerning is that most people have no idea this is happening. You might feel good. Your test results might look stable. But underneath it all, the combination of spinach and medication could be silently increasing your risk of stroke, heart attack, or other serious complications. I've had patients come into my clinic who suffered strokes or developed severe clots, all because they added spinach smoothies or large spinach salads to their daily routine, without understanding the consequences. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying spinach is your enemy. It's not. The real issue here is inconsistency. If you're going to eat spinach, do it in a measured, consistent way. Talk to your doctor. Let them know when you've changed your diet, even if it's just adding more vegetables. Your doctor may need to adjust your medication dosage or monitor your blood more frequently. What you eat can either support your medication or work against it. There's no in-between. This is a reminder that not every vegetable is universally good for everyone, especially for older adults. As your body changes, your ability to metabolize nutrients and drugs changes too. That means that some foods that used to be harmless or even beneficial could now be placing extra strain on your heart. Here's something even more alarming. Some vegetables contain more sodium than you'd ever expect. You may think you're eating clean, but hidden salt can quietly raise your blood pressure over time. And guess what? That so-called healthy veggie sitting in your fridge could have more salt than a bag of chips. Your arteries don't care whether the salt comes from a processed snack or a vegetable. They'll suffer just the same. So, if spinach has the potential to disrupt your medications, what other foods are doing similar harm without you even realizing it? What else could be quietly releasing hidden dangers into your bloodstream, weakening your heart from the inside out? Let's continue this conversation. The more you know, the safer you'll be. I've dedicated my career to helping people protect their hearts, and I want to share what I've learned so that you don't make the same mistakes I've seen time and again. Keep watching, because the next vegetable on the list is likely already part of your daily meals, and you may never have guessed just how much of a threat it could pose. And if you're still watching and you're finding this information valuable, I encourage you to share it. Leave a comment to let me know you're here. Put a 1 in the comment section if this is helpful, or type 0 if you think I can improve the way I share this information. Your feedback helps me serve you better. Let's protect your heart together. Comment below to let me know that you agree with me. Having said that, let us proceed to the second issue. It is 2 cucumbers that is pickled. Your heart is being ensnared in a salty trap that is getting tighter with every bite. These are crisp, acidic, and frequently serve as the ideal accompaniment to a sandwich. Pickled cucumbers, often known as pickles, have a pleasant and even refreshing sensation when consumed. Their crunch, sharp tanginess, and cooling bite can enhance the flavor of nearly any dish. However, this seemingly harmless snack may be causing more harm than you think, especially to elderly citizens over the age of 60, particularly those who have a previously diagnosed history of high blood pressure or cardiac problems. Most individuals don't give a couple of slices of pickle much thought when they're eating it. It's just a little garnish, a small side item, something that doesn't even make it to the list of things to watch out for. But the reality is that those teeny tiny green nibbles are drenched in brine and loaded with sodium, with some servings containing more than 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Just one handful of pickles contains over 2/3 of the daily salt limit that is suggested for people who are over the age of 60. Think about that. A seemingly trivial portion of pickles can consume most of your sodium intake for the entire day without you even noticing. Sodium is more than simply a flavoring. It's a hidden threat that can wreak havoc on your cardiovascular system, in addition to increasing the volume of your blood and putting a significant amount of pressure on your heart and blood vessels. It is a molecule that causes water to be retained in your bloodstream. Due to the accumulation of this pressure over time, hypertension, arterial stiffness, and finally heart failure are the results. It's a slow process, a creeping danger that builds in silence. You won't feel the changes immediately, and that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Patients have come to me perplexed about the reason why their blood pressure remained high despite the fact that they were eating healthily. They refrained from eating fried foods, started working out, and even gave up drinking. They made sacrifices. They took advice seriously, and still their progress stalled. They never considered the possibility that the modest amount of pickles that was sitting on their plate could be the factor that was gradually destroying their progress. It's so easy to overlook these details. After all, how much harm could a few pickles do? What's the most terrifying part? Damage caused by salt does not make itself known before stroke, chest pain, or the terrifying news of congestive heart failure occurs. There are no warning signals. This is because there are currently no warning indications that scream out in time. If you are above the age of 60, your kidneys will not be able to filter salt as well, and your arteries will be more susceptible to damage. The hidden salt loads that can be found in pickles, canned vegetables, and even healthful soups can quietly destroy all the hard work that you have spent. What you might not realize is that cooking at home, reading food labels carefully, and seasoning food with herbs or lemon rather than salt will save your heart more than you realize. It's not about giving up flavor. It's about making small but powerful changes that safeguard your most vital organ. Nevertheless, salt is not the only unknown danger lurking in your kitchen. There is yet another vegetable that appears to be entirely harmless, until you learn that it is causing inflammation and subtly elevating your blood pressure with each bite that you take. Following that, let's talk about that. 3. The chili peppers are red, the blazing component that is contributing to the eventual demise of your heart. Food is more than just a source of sustenance for many elderly people. It is about comfort, culture, and even memories. There is nothing that brings that to life quite like a dash of spice. There is a dash of red chili pepper, a stew that is spicy and a kick of heat. It's common practice. It's the taste. It's in the blood. It's in the traditions passed down from generation to generation. The fact that this fiery little vegetable may be lighting a slow-burning flame inside your chest is something that many people are unaware of until it is too late. You will experience a chain reaction of responses in your body when you consume red chili peppers, particularly the highly concentrated types. You will experience an increase in your heart rate, a rise in adrenaline, and stimulation of your neural system. Possibly, this would not be a problem for a younger individual who is in good health and has a strong cardiovascular system. On the other hand, this additional stimulation becomes hazardous at the age of 60, when the arteries become tight and the heart becomes more sensitive. Patients of a more advanced age have made their way to my clinic complaining of heart palpitations, chest tightness, or spikes in blood pressure, frequently following a meal that was particularly spicy. However, they never had any reason to assume that the pepper was the culprit. Spicy food doesn't typically get blamed, but the body doesn't lie. A lack of heat is not the only issue. It is the body's reaction to stress. If you already have heart disease or hypertension, eating a single spicy meal might cause your blood vessels to constrict, your blood pressure to rise, and even cause your heart to go into a dangerous rhythm, or even cause you to have an attack with your heart. The reaction may seem exaggerated, but in a heart that is already struggling, this is a serious danger. Consumption of hot chili peppers on a regular basis can, over time, cause chronic inflammation in your vascular system. This inflammation can wear down the same pathways that your heart relies on to keep you alive. It weakens the defenses you need to stay healthy. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should always be flavorless in your life. That's not the message. Food should still bring joy and comfort. Nevertheless, fire is not required in order to make food taste good. You may breathe new life into your meals without putting a strain on your heart by using mild herbs, garlic, ginger, and other heart-healthy flavors. There's a wide palette of taste out there that doesn't come at the expense of your heart's health. Citrus. Attend to your physical self. It is possible that the meals you crave are soothing, comforting in their familiarity and natural appeal, but we must remember that comfort should not come at the expense of causing stress to your heart. What seems wholesome and healing at first glance may have consequences that lie hidden, silently affecting your well-being. Take, for instance, something that has been praised for centuries for its healing properties, something so potent that even its mention often evokes a sense of trust and respect. But what if that same food, when consumed in a certain form, crosses a delicate boundary from beneficial to potentially dangerous? Consider the case of garlic, especially when it is consumed raw. Garlic is often described as a miracle food in the realm of natural medicine. Since ancient times, it has been lauded for its numerous benefits, reducing cholesterol levels, thinning the blood, enhancing blood circulation, and promoting overall heart health. Many elderly individuals have held this wisdom close to their hearts, incorporating raw garlic into their daily meals or swallowing raw cloves whole as though they were capsules of nature's finest medicine. Indeed, garlic possesses a strong, almost medicinal quality. However, it is precisely the strength that, when misused, can begin to act against the very organ it is supposed to protect. The power that garlic holds is not without its shadows. Most people remain unaware that raw garlic is a very strong natural blood thinner. This property can be helpful, but only within the right context and dosage. When paired with certain cardiovascular medications, especially anticoagulants like warfarin or common blood thinners like aspirin, the effects can be intensified beyond safe limits. The blood, already thinned by medication, may become dangerously diluted. This significantly raises the risk of internal bleeding, excessive bruising, and even serious hemorrhagic episodes that can be life-threatening. In my clinical experience treating patients who believe they were on a path to greater health through natural means, I have witnessed cases where raw garlic consumption led to troubling symptoms. These included persistent nosebleeds that were difficult to control, tar-colored stools indicating internal bleeding, and episodes of sudden dizziness due to unexpectedly low blood pressure. In some patients, blood pressure dropped so dramatically after consuming raw garlic that they experienced fainting spells and physical exhaustion. These effects are not just uncomfortable. They can signal the early stages of serious cardiovascular complications. A heart that is already strained does not tolerate erratic blood flow well, and this is often when the damage begins. Quietly, almost imperceptibly. What makes this particularly frustrating is that the person affected often feels they are doing the right thing. They aren't eating fast food or being careless. On the contrary, they are placing their trust in a remedy that has been recommended through generations. But the truth is that even natural treatments must be understood in context. The human body changes with age. After 60, our physiological responses, especially to both food and medication, are no longer the same. What was once beneficial can now provoke unexpected reactions. This is why the best decisions regarding health aren't based solely on traditional beliefs or hearsay, but on a deep, evolving understanding of how natural elements interact with the body, especially one already under medical care. Garlic, if it is to be used regularly, should be consumed in moderation and ideally after it has been cooked. And always, without exception, it should be used under the guidance of a medical professional. Now, if raw garlic, something as historic and familiar as that, can pose such risks, what about something even more common? What about something that is widely consumed, considered vibrant and revitalizing, and often served raw in health-conscious households? I'm speaking of sprouts. Those innocent-looking, juicy, crunchy additions to salads and sandwiches, alfalfa, mung bean, radish, or clover sprouts, are often viewed as superfoods. Their freshness and enzyme-rich nature lead many to believe that they are among the healthiest additions to a diet focused on vitality and longevity. But beneath their delicate green leaves lies a hidden danger that is especially relevant to those in their later years. Sprouts grow in warm, moist environments, the very conditions that are ideal not only for plant life, but for bacteria as well. Dangerous pathogens such as E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria thrive in such environments. These microorganisms are not always visible to the naked eye, nor do they alter the taste or smell of the sprouts, which makes contamination difficult to detect. For younger, healthy individuals, consuming contaminated sprouts might lead to a temporary stomach upset, a few days of discomfort at worst. But for older adults, particularly those with weakened immune systems, the consequences can be far more severe. As we age, our immune response slows and weakens. The body becomes less efficient at fighting off infections and mounting a robust defense. What starts as a mild stomach ache from eating contaminated sprouts can rapidly escalate into more serious complications. Sepsis, where the infection spreads to the bloodstream, severe dehydration, which can throw the entire body off balance, or even endocarditis, an infection of the inner lining of the heart. This last complication, though rare, is particularly devastating and difficult to treat in elderly patients, especially those with existing heart conditions. From my years in clinical practice, I have seen how a well-intentioned dietary choice can lead to devastating outcomes. A sprout that appears fresh and full of life can, in truth, harbor a threat capable of breaking down the body's defenses and harming the heart. That's the paradox. Doing everything that seems right, everything that seems healthy, and still falling victim to the silent consequences of overlooked details. It is not negligence. It's a lack of knowledge. You're not indulging in sugary, fatty snacks. You're not ignoring medical advice. You're trying to nourish yourself, using the very foods that health culture praises. But the rules change with age. The body no longer processes food, medicine, or even stress in the same way it once did. Understanding this shift is essential. Even foods that are natural, even those that are praised, must be reassessed through the lens of the aging body. Sprouts and raw garlic may both be symbols of vitality, but their powers must be approached with care. Nature offers its gifts, yes, but not without conditions. The goal isn't to avoid healthy foods altogether, but to consume them with awareness. This awareness, grounded in understanding rather than assumption, is what will protect your heart far more than any single superfood ever could. Hospitalizations from abnormal heart rhythms or a worsening of coronary heart disease can become more frequent and dangerous, especially as we grow older. It is almost impossible for the heart to heal when the body is busy fighting off infections. During such times, the immune system prioritizes defense over repair, leaving the heart more vulnerable. Infections often go unnoticed or are left untreated until it's too late to act. This creates a deeply ironic and distressing situation. Despite your best efforts to eat clean, fresh, and green foods, sometimes these very foods, intended to protect and nourish you, can bring harm. Take raw sprouts, for example. They are often considered a superfood, but they carry a risk. If not handled correctly, they may harbor harmful bacteria like E. coli or salmonella. That's why raw sprouts should never be eaten carelessly. If you truly want to enjoy them, it's safer to cook them. A light sauté or steam can eliminate dangerous germs while preserving flavor and nutrition. But what you eat is only part of the equation. What matters just as much is how your body processes that food. This isn't something to think about 20 years from now. It's urgent now. Your ability to absorb and handle nutrients declines over time. And if raw sprouts can carry such risks, what about vegetables that are harmless on their own but become dangerous when combined with heart medications? You might already have some of these on your plate without realizing the danger. So, what should older adults eat to protect their hearts? Once you realize some vegetables may be harming you, you naturally ask, which ones are safe? What will genuinely support healing and strengthen your heart? The answer isn't in fad diets or miracle products. It lies in real, whole vegetables that meet your heart-specific needs. Foods that reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and support blood vessels without clashing with medications are ideal. Steamed broccoli, roasted carrots, sautéed kale, cooked sweet potatoes, simmered tomatoes, and heart-healthy legumes like lentils and green beans are excellent choices. These are rich in antioxidants, fiber, potassium, and plant compounds. Together, they work to strengthen arteries and lighten your heart's workload. Unlike raw sprouts or salty pickles, these options are easier to digest and more forgiving on your system. They also help regulate blood sugar and pressure, which is crucial after 60. Your heart doesn't need extreme diets. What it needs is steady, loving care through consistent, balanced meals. In my experience, many people improve their heart health not only with medicine, but also through simple, comforting meals. Just a daily cup of steamed greens, a roasted root vegetable, or a bowl of beans can begin to heal years of unnoticed damage. Healthy food doesn't have to be dull. With herbs like rosemary, turmeric, garlic, or fresh lemon, you can have both flavor and peace of mind. Food should nourish not just your heart, but your spirit, too. But now that you know what to eat, there's still one more thing you must do. Because even the best vegetables can't protect a heart that's suffering from a small, daily habit. One that may seem harmless but can turn deadly. Let's talk about that, because it matters. Since the day you were born, your heart has been beating for you nonstop. By the age of 60, it has beaten over 2 billion times without asking for anything. But now, it asks for your attention. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means gaining the wisdom to protect what's always been there for you. And wisdom is the realization that something that was once beneficial to your body may no longer be of any use to you when consumed in the wrong manner at the wrong time or in conjunction with the incorrect medications. The veggies that were beneficial to you when you were younger may now prove to be detrimental to your health. Your body, like life, changes with time. However, I have some excellent news. It's not too late for you. The harm is not permanent, and the body has a remarkable ability to heal. Even the smallest adjustments today, such as what you eat, what you avoid, how you move, and how you relax, can begin to reverse years of unnoticed strain. I've witnessed it happen. Senior citizens who were once exhausted, out of breath, and feeling defeated have returned with stronger pulses, clearer thoughts, and lighter steps than they had before. It was not because they engaged in extreme activity, but rather because they paid attention. They listened not to noise around them, but to their own bodies. They took one step at a time, one day at a time. They made wiser choices, not perfect ones. Perfection is not the goal. Consistency is. Every positive step, no matter how small, is a victory. The need to be perfect is not necessary. All you need to do is maintain consistency and show yourself compassion. There is still time. There is still strength within you. There is still love in your heart. Love that you can give to yourself, to your family, and to the life that you have labored so hard to build. So begin right away. Reconnect with your health. Try again with your plate. Take a fresh look at your routines. Reclaim the vitality that may feel lost but is still within your reach. The next beat of your heart is a gift. It is a reminder that you are alive, that you still have power, and that it is your responsibility to safeguard this gift. This message, this reflection, is a call to live with intention, to live fully, and to live from the heart. The purpose of these lectures is to motivate you to embrace your life and your health. The time has come for me to hear from you. Take a moment for reflection and share one thing you've learned that you intend to implement in your life. Let's encourage one another as we walk together on this journey toward understanding and acceptance. If this video has touched you or inspired you, kindly leave a remark with a score of 1. If it has not, you are still welcome to leave a remark with a 1. Your feedback, your thoughts, your presence matter. Your comments and suggestions are deeply valued. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like it, and share it with your friends. Your presence is greatly appreciated.